Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Dana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Nittai Gaura Haribo. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्रील प्रभुपाद की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे. Hare Krishna, welcome you all this morning class on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We are discussing from Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse number 15. Anagasuh iha bhuteshu yaha agahakrit nirankushaha आहार्तास्मि भुजं साक्षात् अमृत्यस्य अपि अमर्त्यस्य अपि स अंगदम् अनागस्विह भूतेषु यागस्कृन् निरंकुशः आहर्तास्मि भुजं साक्षात् अमर्तस्यापि सांगदम् अनागस्विह भूतेषु यागस्कृन्निरङ्कुशः आहर्तास्मि भुजं साक्षात् अमर्तस्यापि सांगदम् अनागस्विह भूतेषु यागस्कृन्निरङ्कुशः आहर्तास्मि भुजं साक्षात् अमर्तस्यापि सांगदम्. Please recite. अनागस्विह भूतेषु अनागस्विह भूतेषु यागस्कृन्निरङ्कुशः आहतास्मि भुजं साक्षात् Amatyasyapi sangadam. Mataji. Anagasviha bhuteshu Yagaskran nirankushaha Ahatasmi bhujam sakshat Amatasyapi sangadam. What word meaning? Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Anagasuiha, to the offenseless, bhuteshu, living beings, yaha, the person, agahakrit, commits offense, nirankushaha, upstart, ahartasmi, I shall bring forth, bhujam, arms, sakshat, directly, amartyasya api, even one who is a demigod, sangadam, with decorations and armor. Translation: an upstart living being who commits offenses by torturing those who are offenseless shall be directly uprooted by me, even though he be a denizen of heaven with armor and decorations. Purport: the denizens of the heavenly kingdom are called Amara or deathless due to their possessing a long span of life, far greater than that of the human beings. For a human being who has only a maximum 100-year duration of life, a span of life spreading over millions of years is certainly considered to be deathless. For example, from the Bhagavad Gita we learn that on the Brahmaloka planet, the duration of one day is calculated to be 43 lakhs into 1000 solar years. Similarly, in other heavenly planets, one day is calculated to be 6 months of this planet, and the inhabitants get a life of 10 million of the years. Therefore, in all higher planets, since the span of life is far greater than that of the human being, the denizens are called deathless by imagination, although actually no one within the material universe is deathless. Maharaja Pariksit challenges even such denizens of heaven if they torture the offenseless. This means that the state executive head must be as strong as Maharaja Pariksit, so that he may be determined to punish the strongest offenders. It should be the principle of a state executive head that the offender of the courts of God is always punished. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So once in the Rama Rajya, when Lord Rama was ruling lakhs of years back in Treta Yuga, everything was so prosperous. That's why people say we want Rama Rajya. So there was no poverty. All people, citizens, were having enough sufficient food grains, sufficient money, clothes. There was no bodily ailments, no back pains, no leg pains. Everyone was so happy. No thieves, no rogues, no terrorists. Everything was so joyful. But still, the Lord would sit every day to hear if there are any complaints from the citizens. And there would be no complaints actually. So every day he would come sit in the assembly. He would give time for that. So one day he came and he told Lakshmana, so you go out and see if there is someone who want to meet me to convey their grievances. Then Lakshmana heard Lord Ram order. He went out and he saw there is no one. Everyone is happy in their homes. There is no problem. He came back. So my lord, there is no one waiting outside. There is no one. So then Lord Ram, he tells about how a king should be there, the responsibilities of a king, how he is always taking care of his citizens. Then he said, okay, you go again and see if there is. After some time he says, okay, now go again and see if there is someone. So after some time again Lakshmana goes and he finds that there is no one. But then at the entrance of the palace he finds a dog sitting there. Then Lakshmana asks, oh illustrious dog. He says like this. He gives so much respect to the dog. Actually, when you read scriptures, Ramayana and Mahabharata, you understand how to address a person. Because in those scriptures you find that you don't just take his name, but you take the qualities of a person. Like few days back that shloka had come, that how the cow was saying that Krishna, who is having all these qualities, had left. So that is the way of how scriptures teach, that we just don't take the name, but we address what glorious activities they have done. So that is very important. So he said, oh illustrious dog, do you have any complaints? You had come here at the feet of Lord Ram. You have any complaints? You want to say something? Said yes. Then the dog also glorifies what a king is. No? Dog also glorifies. So the dog says, yes, I want to meet Lord Ram. I want to tell him something. Lakshmana goes inside, said, a dog has come. He wants to meet you. He has to say something to you. So really? So please bring him inside. Lakshmana goes and, okay, Lord Ram is calling you, please come. And the dog comes inside. And he goes in front of Lord Ram. Lord Ram asks, no, oh, yes, dog, no. Again he uses like illustrious dog. So, yeah, tell me what is your concerns. Then the dog also in front of Lord Ram glorifies the qualities of a king, and Lord Ram also. And then Lord Ram says, okay, that's very nice, but tell me what is your problem. Then the dog says that today I was beaten. A mendicant, there was a mendicant who was staying in one Brahmana's house. He unnecessarily bet me. He struck me on my head. You can see how my head is. Dog says, I have not done any mistake, I have not done anything, but unnecessarily he bet me. So how can this happen? this is your kingdom. Everyone are supposed to be free from animosity, jealousy, cruelty. How can this happen to me? Then Lord Ram immediately orders the officers there, go and get this person. So they go, they catch this person and bring him to Lord Ram. And he asks, why did you beat this dog? Lord Ram asks. That mendicant says, my lord, I was very hungry. I could not tolerate my hunger, therefore I beat this dog. I was living in the house, in that ashram, and every day I would go out for begging food, alms. So that way, that time I came out, and it was already late. Maybe he got up late. It was already late for me, and this dog is sitting in front of my house on the road, blocking the way. Already my stomach was burning, and this fellow is sitting there, this dog is sitting there. I could not tolerate and it is not getting up from there. It is not giving the way. So I could not tolerate my hunger. I took the stick and pet the dog. And then he says, my lord, whatever you feel to give punishment to me, I will accept it. Whatever Jai Sri Sri Radha Madhav ke, Shri Shri Gaun Nitai ke, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ke, Shri Prabhupada ke. And very humbly he surrenders. So then the dog, then the Lord asks the dog that, the Lord says that no, you should have not done that, because a mendicant is supposed to tolerate the urges, right? Even it is hunger or whatever, a person in the spiritual path is supposed to tolerate the urges, and you should not lose the control. So then the Lord asked the assembly there, all the great rishis are there, Vasishta Muni, Kashyapa, all great rishis are sitting there. The Lord asked them, so what do you think, my dear sages, what punishment should be given? So when everyone says that, you see, Brahmana, he is a mendicant Brahmana, he is not supposed to give he should not be given a capital punishment, they say. They don't say what to be given, but they say what not to be given. Then finally says, see, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, you know what are the religious principles, so you know the best. Then the Lord also want to take the inputs from the dog. So what is your opinion? What punishment should be given to him? Then the dog says, my dear Lord, make him in charge of matha. Make him in charge of an institution of a matha. The Lord says, Tadastu. And they go away. And everyone is surprised. How could the dog ask like this, and how could the Lord can fulfill it? There is no matching in this. There is not punishment, rather it is a reward. So then the Lord says that you don't know, there is a reason behind. The dog will tell. So he asks the dog, no, you tell, you know the reason. And the dog says that, so any person, to everyone the dog says that, no, I was also in my previous life, I was the in charge of a matha. Mathadesh. I was also in charge of a matha. I was the Mathadesh. And this life I became a dog. So let him also become in charge of matha. And let him also get my body, get this kind of body and understand how painful this kind of life is. So, as a leader, there is a great responsibility to fulfill. As a manager, as a leader, as a guru, as a king, even as a family head, like a father or a grandfather. So there is a great responsibility. And if the person doesn't fulfill that responsibilities properly, then he has to face an adverse reaction. The properties, the facilities that are there are for the welfare of the citizens. So a king or a leader, he is supposed to use those facilities, those resources for the service of the society. Not just that, but he is always ready to give care and protection to the subjects. If that is not fulfilled, then a king or a leader, he will get a he will get degraded. He will get degraded in his life, in that life and in the next life also. So it is a great responsibility. Why I am telling this? This is a story. This current section is going on about Maharaja Pariksit in this shloka. Maharaja Pariksit is saying that those who torture the offenseless, innocent people by committing offenses, I will directly uproot them, even though he may be a demigod. Even Devi Devata he may be, I will uproot them. And this we can see, this quality, because whatever qualities we have, we derive from Krishna. So even Lord Krishna exhibited these qualities of protecting his devotees, protecting his citizens. If you read Krishna book, so in Vrindavan every day there would be some demon coming and disturbing Krishna, disturbing Vrindavan vasis, and Krishna was always there to give protection to his friends, to the Vrindavan vasis. And what are the qualities of a king? That is mentioned in Mahabharata. The Bhishma Pitamaha, when he was lying on the bed of arrows, Yudhishthir Maharaj and all the Pandavas and Krishna, they come there. Actually Krishna says, Yudhishthir, you go and learn Raja Dharma from Bhishma Pitamaha. Now if he passes away, there would be no one in this planet to teach that subject. So you should go there and learn. So all of them go there, and Bhishma Pitamaha, he teaches these principles to Yudhishthir Maharaj. So I'll just read few of them. So Bhishma says that how a king should be. A king should be devoted to the deities and brahmanas. A king worships the deities and brahmanas. That's why if you see in the olden times, all the great temples were built by kings. Majorly in South India, most of the famous temples were built by Sri Krishna Deva Raya, the great Vaishnava king. So he takes care of the deities, temples and the brahmanas. By worshipping brahmanas, dharma, the debt to dharma is paid, and the king becomes loved by all. Actually, it is great fortune that after thousands of years, we are able to see a king of this country is making a temple for the Supreme Lord Ram. So So it's a golden period actually. So I'll read few section of that Mahabharata. Skill, how a king should be: skill in doing his work, integrity. What is integrity? What is integrity? Yeah. Integrity means whatever he says, he does that. Just like integrity and honesty, both are look same but a little different. Honesty is basically walking the talk, and yeah, honesty is different. Talking the walk, and integrity is walking the talk. Integrity is basically you speak and then you do what you speak. Okay. So king should be with integrity and moral uprightness are the important qualities that a king must possess. He must have compassion towards people from all four varnas. But he must not be too tender or lenient. For if that happens, people will take him for granted, and just like a mahout sits on a familiar elephant, people will climb on his head. King should not be too lenient. If he is too lenient, what happens? It is applicable to leader also. Then people will sit on his head, just like the mahant is sitting on the mahout. What do you call? Mahout. Mavat. What do you call the elephant trainer? One who drives on the elephant. What do you call in Hindi? So he is the one. You don't know in Hindi? Mavat, no? What do you call Mavat? One who drives on the driver of the elephant. In Telugu though we call it as Mavati Vadu. Yeah. So the elephant is so big, but he is sitting on the elephant because elephant allowed him. So similarly, if the leader is so lenient and so humble, people will sit on him and take benefit of him. So king should not be like that. He should be firm, stern. A king should never hesitate on the grounds that animosity might arise. Shukracharya says a king who hesitates in making enemies and a brahmana who is afraid of leaving the town will be swallowed by the earth, just as a snake gobbles up rats that enter its den. A brahmana should not hesitate to go out. Why a brahmana should not hesitate to go out? Because a brahmana is supposed to preach, no? Patan yajan yajan dana patigra. If he is sitting in home, how the people will get Vedic knowledge? So he has to go out and give Vedic knowledge. Therefore Prabhupada says, this ISKCON society is established to create Brahmanas. And what Prabhupada wants, all the members of ISKCON should go out and preach Krishna consciousness. That is what Sankirtan book distribution is. A king has to be friendly with those who are amicable, and he must oppose those who are inimical. A king must bring under control an arrogant person who acts according to his whims and fancies without paying the slightest heed to do's and do nots, even if that person happens to be his guru. The example was Shukracharya. Shukracharya only is saying this. Therefore Bali Maharaj understood, oh, you told this point but you are not following this. Then, long ago, King Sagara abandoned his eldest son Asamanjasa, who had been tormenting the citizens of his kingdom. This comes in Bhagavatam, right? A king has to give up vices such as hunting, gambling, etc. It might be good for him, but just as a pregnant woman puts aside her own desires and preferences, solely concerned about the child growing inside her womb, a king too must think only of the welfare of the people. Very nice example. A pregnant woman may think, I want to eat this, I want to eat this, but while pregnancy, it may cause harm to the child. Similarly, a king, he may be having passion to different things, but he should avoid them, keeping in mind the welfare of the people. The ultimate essence of Raja Dharma is the protection of the people. Kshatriya, one who protects his citizens from harm. Kshat means harm, Traya means liberates, protects. Is the protection of the people, the means for which are spice, dana at the appropriate time, freedom from jealousy, valor, competence, friendship of the noble ones, accumulation of wealth and grains, nourishing sages and people from good families, fulfilling the needs of the army and taking care of friends, enemies and mediators in the manner that is suited to them. So a king has so much responsibility. Angirasa says, if a king takes good care of his people, it is as good as adhering to all dharmas. Why then does he need yajna, tapasya and the like? Of the 6 varieties of forts, like mountainous fort, island fort, etc., the strongest is the citizen fort. What is the greatest fort for the king? Citizen's fort. Isn't it? Just like, see, all these principles applies to a leader also. What is the greatest strength of a leader? Is his followers. But how the followers will act as a strongest strength for the leader? When the leader takes care of the followers, his subjects. If that fort is strong and unshakable, the king has nothing to fear. A king who is himself pure and also takes good care of his people will not fall into the hands of his enemy. And even if he does, he will recover soon and stand firm on his feet. Thus, a king should constantly be engaged in the enrichment of his people. The king always is engaged in the enrichment of the people, devotionally, bodily, everything. The king is always taking care of enriching, nourishing the people. The fundamental aspect of Raja Dharma, the very root, is competence in executing tasks. It's a management ability, doing the task in competence. That is how a king is. You read Mahabharata, it is so amazing how, you see the Rajasuya sacrifice. So many kings are coming from so many parts of the world, different parts of the world, and how they are making arrangements. Over the days, they are making villages with guest houses, with water facilities, with food facilities, with roads, with fountains. It is so amazing if you read that. How much facilities, some guests are coming from all over the world and Yudhishthira Maharaj is making nice palaces for them. And also, if you read Ramayana, the Janaka Maharaja, he does some sacrifice, like Lord Ram, Lakshman and Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra takes them to kill the demon Tataka and other demons. After that, he takes them to Mithila. So at that time, Janaka Maharaj was doing this sacrifice. It is amazing. The whole description is so amazing in Ramayana. So many thousands of sages, hundreds of acres of land covered with this Yagnasthala, and the people they are staying, their facilities, the tents, and outstanding it is. The description. A valorous person who works is far superior to a valorous person who merely talks. A courageous man in word will simply be engaged in serving and providing entertainment to a courageous man of action, says Brihaspati. There is no need for a doubt as to whether the king is the reason for the time or if the time is the reason for the king. Indeed, a king is reason for his time. It is indeed Krita Yuga when a king completely adheres to Dandaniti, the age-old fundamental principles of governance and policy. An ideal king must have 36 qualities. How many qualities? An ideal king must have 36 qualities. I'll just read the 36 qualities. A king must adhere to dharma joyfully. Not that as a burden, I have to do this. No, but he should adhere to dharma joyfully. He must not become bereft of friendship and affection. He must be astika, a believer in the Supreme Lord, and consider Vedas as authority. This is the quality of a king. He must be able to earn wealth without inflicting violence. He must enjoy comforts and luxuries but must not become indulgent and intoxicated. He should not be a drunkard. He should not be a meat eater. He is enjoying the comforts but he is not intoxicated in that. He must speak kind words but never in a tone of submission. That is smartness, no? Speaking very humbly but not surrendering to the views of the opposite person. He must be courageous but not boastful. He must be a person who performs dan, charity, but he should never give anything in charity to an undeserving person. Keep in mind. He must be competent but must not speak harsh words. He must be endowed with a nature to reconcile differences and bring about peace, but he must not negotiate with the worthless. He must have the ability to grab from the enemy. If something is lost, went into the hands of enemy, he should be capable to fight with the enemy and get it back. He must not appoint as spies people who are not close to him. He should work in a way such that he doesn't hurt anyone. He must not share any information with the wicked. He must praise merit and quality wherever he encounters it, but he should never speak about his own good qualities. He must earn wealth, but he should never seize anything from sages and saints. The government, the king should not seize the properties of temples or the sages or the saints. He should not offer respects to the people who are not good. He should never award punishment without a thorough inquiry. He should hold meetings with counselors in secret. Meetings with ministers should never be in the open. He should never show lenience towards greedy people. He should never believe a person who has tried to harm him. He should protect people from the harm from envy. He should be impartial and pure. He should not excessively indulge in the company of women. He should eat well. It should be a wholesome meal and not something that makes him sick. So as sadhus we sometimes fast. A king can eat to keep his body fit and fine, to rule. So, therefore sometimes managers, they need not fast, so they can they can take prasadam. Those are doing seva, those doing service, they can take prasadam and do some seva. That's okay. Without inhibition, he must show his respect wholeheartedly to meritorious people worthy of reverence. He should worship the Supreme without pomp or hypocrisy. Not hypocrisy. I am doing something. No, he's showing off. He's coming and bowing to the Lord, but in the heart there is no devotion. Or he's doing that just to get some votes from the public. It's not like that. He's wholeheartedly he's doing that. He must desire the wealth that is not censured. Not censured means which is not forbidden. Like some wealth which is not forbidden, that wealth he should desire, but not the wealth which is forbidden. He must have experienced solitude. He must not show his competence without contemplating on the appropriateness of time. He should never speak in a manner of showing lip sympathy as if to indicate, I wish you get lost from my sight. So, not a lip sympathy. He must help without expecting anything in return. He should never enter into a war without proper consultation and investigation. He should not feel sorrow upon killing an enemy. Arjuna was also the same problem, no? He was saying, oh, how can I kill? Oh, what will happen to them? Everything is ready, the war is yet to start, and he's thinking, it will be very painful to them. So a king should not feel sorrow upon killing an enemy. He should not lose his temper without a strong reason. He must be gentle and respectful, but not to people who cause harm and injury. So these are the 36 qualities as mentioned in the scriptures. So like this, a king has a great responsibility, and a leader who is also in the position, just like the king has his subjects, a leader also has a position having followers, so he is also supposed to have such qualities. Maybe according to time, place and circumstances they may change it, but we understand the great kings like Maharaja Pariksit, Yudhishthira Maharaj from the scriptures, that how they are so much concerned for the care and protection of the citizens. Just like in this verse, he is so determined to kill even anyone or even up to demigod if they cause harm to any of his subjects. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Any questions? Sorry? This is from Bhishma's Raja Dharma. Bhagavatam. Any questions? Yes. Yeah, so the examples in the scriptures are very selected examples to give some particular teaching. It's not that every dog knows. This dog is fortunate, so he knows. There are some, even among the human society, there are people who remember past lives. Not everyone remembers. That cases come up to give an indication that there is a past life. There is a life after a life, and there was a life before the life. What if everyone remembers their past life? So there won't be any peace, right? So do we want that? No. But there are some cases like that. This is an indication to make us understand that there was a past life for every one of us, and the soul transmigrates from one body to another. Okay. dog. Yeah, dogs speak. There are some parrots who speak. You can see some parrots, they speak. So it's possible. There are people who can understand the language of birds, who can understand language of animals. They can understand. So this we are speaking of something Ramarajyam time, lakhs of years before. The potency for the dog to speak is given by Lord Ram, the Supreme Lord. So how can he not understand? Dog is able to speak. It's the power of speech is given by Krishna. So how can Krishna cannot understand? Isn't it? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the strength of the strong, I am the ability in the man, I am the... Regarding speech also he says, no? What does he say? Huh? That is sound. I am the sound in the ether. If the dog is able to speak, that sound is Krishna only, no? So he knows, he understands. Okay? Hare Krishna. Antara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki.